Okay, so today's lesson is on short division. Some of you may have seen this symbol before. Okay, it is basically the division sign. So this sign is equal to this sign. They're both division signs, okay? They're just written in a different way. We use short division and later long division with this symbol so that we can divide larger numbers. Okay, so we're just going to start with the level 1 first. We're going to learn the steps and then we're going to build on those steps as we go along. And in P5, you're going to do even more complicated long division, okay? So first, today, we're going to start with no remainders. And then tomorrow, we're going to do short division with remainders. So let's get started. So here we have 24. This is our dividend. And this is our, anybody remember from the first lesson? Our divisor. What's this called? Anybody remember? Hint, it's the queen of the division throne. Quotient, kind of like queen, right? Okay, so we have our quotient up there, we have our dividend down here underneath, and we have the divisor on the outside. So basically what this question is asking us is, what is 24 divided by 6? Alright, so what is 24 divided by 6? What does it equal? Let's use our knowledge of multiplication to help us with our division. So 6 times what number equals 24? Well, we know that 6 times 4 equals 24. Now, we have to write this very carefully. Because we're saying that 6 times 4 equals 24, we have to write 4 on top of the last digit of the number that we're looking at. Okay, so on top of the 4, we need to write the 4. So there's an invisible 0 here. The reason for this is because we're saying that 6 times 4 equals 24, right? If we had written 4 on top of the 2, we would be saying that 6 times 4 equals 2, which is incorrect, right? So we have to make sure our place value is correct, or else we're going to run into problems later, okay? So go ahead and write the zeros down just to help you out. So we're going to go 0, 4. So 6 times 4 equals 24. Okay, so these next steps, right now, you might think that they're useless because we're not working with remainders. But when we are working with remainders, it's very important that you follow these steps. So let's start practicing them right now. Okay, so 6 times 4 equals 24. Where do we write 24? Well, we write it underneath the dividend. So 24, okay, and then what we're going to do with these numbers is we're going to subtract them. 0. We have no remainders. So we know that 24 divided by 6 is exactly 4. So here we have, what is 63 divided by 7? Well, using our knowledge of multiplication, we know that 7 times 9 equals 63. So we're going to write 9 up here equals 63. So the answer goes here. So 7 times 9 equals 63. We're going to subtract, and you get a 0. Okay, let's try another one. So here we have 35 divided by 5 equals what? Well, using our knowledge of multiplication, we know that 5 times 7 equals 35, right? So where do we put the 7? So the 7 goes up here with the invisible 0. So 5 times 7 equals 35. We put the answer down here, and then we're going to subtract, and we get 0. Okay, so on the first page of today's activities, the questions are half done for you. You just need to remember where we put the answers. Okay, so we have here 8 times 8 equals 64. So where would we put 64? Remember from the lesson, we put 64 down here. And then what do we do with these numbers? We remember we need to subtract. So 64 subtract 64 equals 0. All right, and that's it. That's all you have to do for each of these questions, okay? On the next page, you're not given the quotient, okay? You have to figure everything out on your own this time. So the first question is 16 divided by 8. All right, so remember, use your knowledge of multiplication. 8 times what equals 16? We know that 8 times 2 equals 16. So the 16 goes down here, and we subtract these numbers, and we get 0. Okay? All right, and that's it. If you have any questions, remember to find us on Seesaw.